Welcome, friends. I'm Landon, and I'm the DM, and I have another Kickstarter highlight lightning round. So many fun Kickstarters, I can't wait to share them with you. Now, I wrote this video just before getting hit by a nasty stomach bug. Things are all good now, but some of the projects are a lot closer to ending than I would have hoped, and one has already ended. But that isn't going to stop us. We've even picked up a few extra. This time I have 14 Kickstarters to share. I've once again ordered these based on how soon the campaigns will end, to give you as much time as possible to go and back the Kickstarters. The one that is already over, I put at the very end, but they're still really cool and will be available for late pledge. If you're one of the 87% of people watching my channel for the first time who are not subscribed, welcome! Please consider subscribing so you can catch all the future videos. It really does help the channel grow. Let's get into it. First up, we have Creed's Codex, Arcane Secrets of the Summoners, 5e, by Night Vision Creative, a 5e supplement to bring your character concept to life. Brand new summoning class, spells, feats, gear, convergent magic, and more. As always, I have taken note of the excellent art throughout the campaign page. Definitely worth taking a look yourself. Here's what's inside. New Summoner class, 30 plus brand new spells, 10 plus new armor and weapons, symbiotic gear that evolves with you, 10 plus new feats, 20 plus stunning illustrations, new convergence feature, 5e compatible. I love new classes, especially ones that have undergone a decent amount of playtesting like this one. The Summoner class brings us the following. Brand new summoning point system to streamline summoning, combat formulas to provide damage, defense, and utility when you're out of summons. Customize your character further with force augments such as Life Siphon, Elemental Fury, or Razor Edge. Power of Convergence feature allowing you to tap into an extra well of power at the cost of exhaustion and triggering a cataclysmic event. This class comes with 5 subclasses: Colossus, Convergent, Hive Mind, and Evolutionist. For reward, I would choose Creed's Secret Stash for $27, which gets you the digital copy and tokens, and the hardcover print-on-demand code for DriveThruRPG. This is a good price, and as a reminder, you do end up paying for shipping and the cost of printing through DriveThruRPG later. Check out the project and show some support for Creed's Codex. Second, Grinning God brings us Beasts of the Dissonance, 5e, a dark fantasy bestiary of 40 core monsters, an all-new class, 5 subclasses, 5e stats, lore, compelling art, and 15 matching STLs. Now, these monsters are divided into 5 types, called Ilk, based on the way they can be used by the Leasher. The Siln, stealthy and keen. These Ilk will be your assassins. The Graxmord, strong, unbreakable. You want these for defense or protection. The Ezken, fast, slippery, none better to avoid confrontation. The Heightened, unconventional, unique in their own right. The Metholidon, aggressive and best for offensive tactics. Deadly. I personally don't do any 3D printing, but if that's something you like to do, then you'll find some good STLs here. I have to say that I'm a fan of this dark page look that they have going on. For myself, I would probably choose book only as my tier because I like the hardcover. 45 isn't such a bad price. As a quick aside, they have Michael Kramer and Kate Redding as narrators, which is incredible because they are probably my favorite narrators. Make sure to support Grinning God and back their Kickstarter. It's dice time. Dice Tomes by Artifact Games. Exquisite custom RPG dice sets in a book box that becomes a dice tray, each themed on an iconic character class. This campaign brings us 3 sets of dice, coins, and these dice tome boxes. Each tome is exquisitely themed around a character class and brought together by a unique symbol designed to epitomize the class. Each tome's cover features premium embossing, a high-quality linen finish, and unique artwork to the front and back. Each tome contains 10 dice, so it's got 3d6 and 2d20, and they have a coin, all of which have that unique symbol for the class. Each tome unfolds to become a working dice tray, with artwork themed as the hand-drawn writings and sketches the class would make. As you can see here, let's take a look at the 3 tomes. We have the Tome of Scoundrels, Tome of Wizardry, the Tome of Combat. One tome will cost you £25, about $31, with discounts for getting more, up to £68 or $84 for 3. It's a tough choice, but I would probably choose the Tome of Scoundrels. Let me know which set is your favorite. Embrace your inner dice goblin and back dice tomes. There is no stopping as we move to our 4th campaign, Ultimate Treasury, won by Legendary Games. Legendary 5e hordes with magnificent magic items, guardian monsters, alchemy, technology, spellbooks, and more. PDF book and card decks. This beautiful book is an encyclopedic guide to treasure of every kind for D&D 5th edition. From commonplace potions and simple utility items to legendary weapons and awesome artifacts, and a humongous horde of truly legendary loot. I really like all the illustrations I'm seeing for the various treasures. You'll find items aplenty for any kind of campaign, from traditional fantasy to ancient treasures of the desert tomb, fey baubles to pirate loot, and an armament of crusading knights and tools for clever roof-running footpads, plus items inspired by an array of real-world cultures and items tailored specifically perfectly for the use in every core 5e class. Treasures are not limited to shiny baubles and enchanted implements. Sometimes knowledge is the greatest power, and Ultimate Treasury also includes an array of awesome tomes of power. These books and scrolls bring your heroes secrets of untold power and lost lore. There are spellbooks to delight your favorite casters, but also books of martial mastery that bring exciting new options to the table for any to study their hidden pages. In addition to magic item, treasure tables, and spellbooks galore, you'll also find an incredible array of mundane, mechanical, alchemical, and technological gear. Last but not least, all of these treasures also need something to guard them, and this book contains a delightful bestiary of guardian monsters perfect to keep your treasures safe. I would choose the Ultimate Treasury hardcover plus PDF for $50. That's a good price for such a treasury. Legendary Games has put out many successful Kickstarters and always seems to make some great stuff, so definitely worth checking out. Next up, MT Black has Fraternity of Ash 5e. A fiendish cult and a sinister plot await you in this adventure for the world's greatest role-playing game. I do like the contrast of the silhouettes to the flame in this mock-up cover. The village of Strangelight is on the border of the Feylands, and so its eccentric inhabitants are well accustomed to magical danger. But now, a fiendish warlock and her devils are terrorizing the village, and only a hardy band of heroes can stop them. Fraternity of Ash is a 4 to 8 hour adventure for 1st through 4th level characters. The focus is on exploration and social interaction, but it features an epic boss battle. This adventure has been thoroughly playtested, requires minimum preparation to run, and can be easily used for any 5th edition campaign. In this adventure, you will get up to 8 hours of challenging gameplay with an epic finale, approximately 45 digest-sized pages of easy-to-use content, gorgeous full-color battle maps for the major combat encounters, several new fiendish monsters. Bonus, all backers get a copy of the Iskandar City Sourcebook, a 112-page introduction to the Iskandar setting for 5th edition. This PDF will be sent upon the campaign completion. I would choose the physical tier to get that print-on-demand code for Drive-Thru RPG. It runs $11 Australian or just under $8 US. Support the Fraternity of Ash and MT Black. Let's keep moving. Stephen Chenault brings us a 5th edition adventure, The Undying War. Sorry if I messed up your name. Kolberg the Undying brings war and devastation, a 5e adventure path, 1st through 13th level. The Undying War is a 300+ page full-color hardcover adventure path that begins in the lands of New Antioch, probably messed that up, and leads the adventurers through a host of encounters, dungeons, towns, castles, abandoned fortresses, and wilderness, all filled with danger and intrigue. As the story unfolds, the party is slowly drawn into the wider conflict between good and evil, drawn into a conflict with Kolberg the Undying and his drive for ultimate power, and more, the retrieval of his lost love, the Lady of Garun. I actually really like this picture here. It reminds me of some older styled art for some reason. This Kickstarter includes a host of materials and booklets. Here's a quick synopsis of each. The Undying War, a hardcover 350 pages, full-color adventure path. Map booklet, a soft-cover map book with perforated pages allowing you to interact or pull out as necessary. This includes all the maps from The Undying War. A setting expansion softcover book that details the terrain in the first 6 chapters. Another setting expansion softcover with the details for the final 7 chapters. An area map that is folded out that includes all the locations for the 13 chapters. I would definitely go with the $60 tier for the print and digital. Go check out all the details for yourself and support the campaign. About halfway through, the folks at Limitless Adventures have brought us Ylera Valley, 5e fantasy eldritch horror setting, a hidden mountain valley setting that can be placed in any 5e campaign world. I do really like this cover art, and I hope the book contains more like it. Apologies if I say this wrong. The Ylera Valley is a fertile mountain dale with one rule: stay inside at night. The valley is ruled by the Overking Ventru, a powerful and deranged lich. As the party explores the valley and seeks the means of overthrowing their sorceress overlord, they will begin to learn an uncomfortable truth, that perhaps the Overking's dark magic is the only thing keeping a greater evil at bay. The secrets of the Ylera Valley will contain dozens of encounters, combat, RP, puzzles, traps, and skill challenges. Stunning original cover art, 10 new 5e monsters including an epic cosmic threat, intricate maps, visual flashback handouts. Locations include but not limited to a secure village to the east where the Lich Ventru has little sway, Westgate, the passage to the wider world, the only way out of the valley, Capital, a mockery of the old regime complete with a puppet king and court. The book has at least 100 pages, will be hardcover, and will be in black and white on the inside. I've read some of the previous works from Limitless Adventures and definitely think this is worth checking out. It would be nice if it was full color on the inside, but hey, maybe if it gets high enough. I would get the hardcover and PDF at the $35 tier. Continuing with the plug-and-play style, we have Tome of Dungeons by Meditating Monkey, a collection of plug-and-play dungeons with high-quality maps for 5th edition. The plug-and-play dungeon crawls include highly detailed maps, mastermind motives, treacherous traps, compelling creatures, intriguing puzzles. Let's take a quick look at some of the maps previewed on this page. You can get access to a free collection of 30 maps by signing up for their newsletter right here. So the book comes with 5 plug-and-play dungeons, and all of the stretch goals unlocking new dungeons have already been unlocked, so that's an additional 10 dungeons. But the original 5, Deathmist Vault, the Shattered Chapel, the Prison of the Plague Palm, Hellfist Monastery, and the Lost Temple of Lazar. Some of the unlocked dungeons are the Sands of Decay, the Ancient Ruins of Zune and Zone, the Eye of the Magi, the Sunken Vault of Treasure Island, the Frozen Abyss, Lair of the Undying Atropal, Illusionary Prison, Pit of Eternity, Chronos, and a Mega Dungeon of Doom. Doom! As you probably guessed by now, I would choose the Tome of Dungeons printed book because I like the hardcover. Also, it comes along with those digital maps all for $50. Check out the campaign in the description below. Our 9th Kickstarter is unique in the fact that it has options for Pathfinder 2nd edition as well as D&D 5e, Sinclair's Library, PF2 and 5e, NPC Codex and Player Guide. No Nat Ones is proud to introduce Sinclair's Library, 2 supplements to enhance your D&D 5e and Pathfinder 2nd edition experience. For centuries, Sinclair has been observing life, gathering knowledge, and recording the world itself. But knowledge should be shared, and so today he's opening up his library for you, his handpicked 2 tomes of his own writing to share with the world. The Sinclair's Codex, a collection of persons of interest he carefully chose from the cosmos to Archaeas, and Sinclair's Almanac, an amalgam of knowledge about ancestries, the incredible martial prowess, and wondrous magic items found in the deep trenches of history. I have to say I really like the layout and design of this particular campaign page. Also some good art throughout. Sinclair's Codex, civilians because the party's always interested in what they're doing. Traveling encounters because, you want traveling to be interesting sometimes. Heroes because the party aren't the only people doing something in the world. Lone Wolf because you're always going to find those. Villains because they just make things fun. Organizations and Nemesis. Sinclair's Almanac brings us player option like a new class, the Thanator, a new ancestry, the Crone Eggs, a variant rule for Last Stand, a new system, the Curse Archetype, interesting, a new system with teamwork feats, that does sound interesting. I would definitely choose the Sinclair's Library hardcover for $90 to get both those books. Also, this campaign has skinny minis. I love skinny minis, so I definitely want those too. Go check out all the details for yourself and support No Nat Ones. Next, let's raise the banner for Banners of Honor 5e by Kefa Studios. 5e adventure module set in the mythic world of chivalrous knights with rules for jousting, new decisions of destiny mechanic, and more. A terrible storm rages across the sea. Its waves destroy a ship and leave a band of adventurers stranded in a strange new land, a land on the brink of war. 2 kings have laid claim to the throne, each having amassed a legion of support among the lords of Cairo. Yet the legendary King Seeker, blade of the one true king, has been broken. Anger of a mighty dragon casts a shadow over everything, but there may be a higher power at play. Decisions made in these fateful days will ripple throughout the kingdom. Honor and loyalty are now the currency of the land, and the measure of your heart will be taken. An adventure for characters levels 1 through 10 for use with the 5th edition of the world's most popular role-playing game. This campaign has a free sample PDF that you will definitely want to check out. A massive, high-quality, full-color hardcover book with over 350 pages of Arthurian-inspired adventure, 18 unique locations with their own adventures, 3 adventure hooks that each add something different to the story, brand new Decisions of Destiny game mechanic, rules for using honor as a 7th stat throughout the adventure, a chivalric code of the Cairo for life as a knight, loyalty tracking system for each of the factions trying to take the throne, dozens of unique monsters, magic items, and more. There's a lot of good art on this campaign page here, so make sure you go check it out. I would definitely go for that Knights of the Realm tier, $60 pledge to get that hardcover book. If you were early enough, you could get the early bird tier for $50. Back the Banners of Honor Kickstarter. Follow the link in the doobly-doo. No time to waste, we have a sequel campaign. Jim Cersei brings us Creatures, Complete Monster Compendium 2 for 5e. 180 creatures, playable species, and new game options in this 400-page book for 5e. Level up your next campaign. I've had a chance to quickly flip through the first book and was overall impressed, and this should be no exception. I think half of what draws me to these Kickstarters is the art. As a cool note, this book is available in French and English. Creatures Complete Monster Compendium 2 is a sequel to Creatures 1. This 400-page bestiary and toolbox features more than 180 illustrated creatures for all levels, including 180 entirely entirely original ones, and 30 great classics with a new spin such as the Aboleth or the Chal. There's 5 playable species, adventure hooks, new feats, and handicaps, 12 original magic items, 8 original archetypes, providing you with the materials to design a new monsters for your game, and much more. That's a pretty nice feature. I would most likely go for the printed version of Creatures 2 at $50. This is a pretty big book with a nice style, so definitely a good buy. Support the creator by checking out all of the details on their campaign page and backing the Kickstarter. Next up, we have more monsters from another sequel book, Monsters of Feyland 2 for 5th edition from Codex Publishing. Feyland just got a lot stranger. 100 new monsters for your 5th edition game. Feyland just got a lot stranger. The Well of Dreams has been corrupted and the war between the Seelie and Unseelie courts has begun. The 5th book in our 5e Monsters series is Monsters of Feyland 2, The Well of Dreams. It will be 140 to 160 pages with at least 100 new monsters in several regions. The creatures will include Fey monstrosities, aberrations, undead, dragons, giants, elementals, and beasts. Each monster will have a full color illustration and stat block and bio. We will also have new magical items, Fey flora, adventure hooks, GM advice, encounter tables, region information pages, event tables, and more. This more cartoony art style definitely makes me smile. If you're looking for more monsters, then definitely check out their back catalog with monsters across many environments. There is a sample preview you can check out. I without question would get the unicorn tier for the hardcover book. Also, unicorns, only 45 Canadian. That's just under $35 US. Support our friends at Codex Publishing by checking out Monsters of Feyland 2. Lucky Campaign 13 is by Kobold Press. It's very likely you've heard of them before. Campaign Builder, Cities and Towns for 5th edition. Create and run 5e adventures that crackle with rich lore, dark plots, and glorious NPCs. A homebrewer's guide to better fantasy cities. This sounds like a useful toolbox to have as a DM if you like to create your own cities. Campaign Builder, Cities and Towns provides a complete toolkit to create, expand, and enhance the cities and towns in your 5th edition game, whether you are running an established setting or working on an original or homebrew setting. From guilds to temples and useful NPCs to wild tables of plots and rumors, Campaign Builder, Cities and Towns strengthens and expands your game's world immediately. In addition to the Campaign Builder hardcover and PDF editions, this campaign will fund the creation of Cities and Towns map folio. I love Kobold Press's map folios. The one from the Scarlet Citadel was great. I for sure would go for that hardcover book and get that map folio. Join the horde of kobolds by backing this campaign. Lastly, we have a very exciting campaign. Yes, it has already ended, but I have been assured that it will be available for late pledge through BackerKit, and then pre-order through their web store. Matt Colville and MCDM bring us Flee, Mortals, the MCDM monster book for 5e. What if the normal monsters you're already using were more fun to run and more fun to fight? Well, that sounds awesome. You have to check out this 24-page sample PDF for just some examples of what this book will bring to your game. So they basically have 3 kinds of monsters. Action-oriented monsters. Also, that is awesome. Watch out, my players. I will definitely throw something like this at you. They have old monsters, unboringed. They have more options. They're not just a bag of hit points, and they don't just have a massive list of spells. Then they have new monsters for classic environments. They also have new rules like minions, companions, and retainers. I have to add, they only had 3 stretch goals, all of which they hit. The first 2 expanded what was in the book in quite an impressive way. The last one was a little different. When they hit 2 million, the fine people at MCDM will live stream at least 1 round of a campaign for North Africa, which is no small feat. It will probably take around 12 hours to get through that 1 round. I find that hilarious. Now I would go for the hardcover tier at $70. And yes, that is a bit more than you might expect to see on Kickstarter, but it's a big book with a lot of juice, and things are getting expensive, so definitely still worth that price tag. Support MCDM and check out the campaign page for news about when the late pledges will be available through BackerKit. Phew! And that has been another lightning round Kickstarter highlight. 14 awesome Kickstarters by 14 fantastic creators. Show all of them some support and love by backing their campaigns, or at the very least sharing this video around to help bring attention to them. You can help me by giving this video a like. YouTube rewards and promotes videos more when they get more likes. Also, we're nearly at 500 subscribers, and that's awesome. Thanks so much for joining me. I can't wait to see this channel continue to grow. Let me know what you thought about this Let me know what you thought about the different campaigns. And do you enjoy this lightning round format? If I missed any great campaigns, please let me know in the comments below. I hope you have found this video useful. I'm Landon, and I'm the DM, and I will see you at the next Kickstarter. Have a good one.